In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please welcome.
Welcome to the gayest podcast ever.
Hello and welcome to the gayest podcast ever. I'm Josh and I'm here with
Eric
and CJ.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We're super excited that you're here with us today. And you know what? We thought we'd kick it off talking about our favorite pop culture moments of the last week or so. And if you guys want, I can go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? Let's start it off with a bang. And for those of you who haven't heard, Miss Felicity Huffman, she was a desperate housewife. She is now a desperate inmate.
Whoa!
Yeah. Mrs. William H. Macy. She officially pleaded guilty. That was like a month or so ago. But she got sentenced. And Felicity Huffman, for those you don't know, she was one of the infamous, famous Hollywood parents who was like, I'm going to buy my kids way into college, and spent $15,000.
Her and Aunt Becky.
Aunt Becky.
Aunt Becky.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder where Alex and
Nikki.
Alex and Nikki, I wonder where they are.
Well, they didn't go to college on the show.
Oh, they were like
Surfers. And they had a food truck, a taco truck, I think.
I mean, I
Is
love
this the new Fuller House?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
All right. Let's roll it back in.
We will definitely talk about a Fuller House topic.
We could do a whole episode on Full House. But no, so Felicity Huffman, for those of you who don't know, was one of the ones, that was found guilty, or she actually pleaded guilty. And Becky's saying, nope, not me. But, to each their own.
Girl.
Anyways, so she was one of the first celebrities actually sentenced to the crime. And so she got 14 days in jail.
14.
So she'll do a day and a half for time served and good behavior.
She'll do 14 days, and then she's got a $30,000 fine, which is double. So she paid $15,000 to get her the test scores for her daughter. But so she's got 14 days, $30,000 fine, and 250 hours of community service.
Wow. She's going to be picking up trash on the side of the road.
And as someone who spent the whole day picking weeds, community service is no fucking joke.
No, I just did a volunteer event, and we had to carry boxes and boxes of books, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah, no, I picked weeds in downtown Detroit today, and that's what they should make her do. I don't want community service being serving soup to anyone. I want
reading to children in the library.
I want her on her hands and knees, getting dirty,
cutting the lawn on Wisteria Lane.
Yes. Find you some Jesse Metcalf. No, there should be no Jesse Metcalf. I take it back.
No rewards.
No rewards.
Martha Stewart is just like, are you fucking kidding me?
14 days.
Well, and I mean, so big picture here, we are talking about she paid $15,000 to get her daughter into college. And while I'm not saying it's okay, it's not right, it's not okay, but I mean, is jail time really, really the answer for this?
But what is the school facing? Because they accepted the money.
No,
it was a guy.
It's one guy.
Someone paid. Oh, she paid someone to do the scores, do the test,
something like that.
Oh, when I took my ACT, I was searched. It was worse than getting in an airport.
You were frisked. Yeah.
So,
yeah, 100%. No, same. So I get and people are like, only 14 days jail, and I was like, I don't know why I would have gave her jail time.
I feel like community service would have got the job done.
Fine her, make her give money to charity, make her do the community service.
Because it's kind of killed her career. It's gonna not killed it, but it's put a definite toll on it. She's lucky that her husband's still making that shameless money.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody will give her a movie role next week.
Oh, I'm sure she'll get something, but
she'll Winona Ryder it in a few years. It'll be fine.
Lifetime special.
Stranger things have happened.
She'll play an inmate in her next big film. It'll be great.
Yeah. So, I mean, the question on everyone's mind is Lori Loughlin,
yeah.
Who actually is not the money in that relationship. She's actually married to a really big time designer who does all this Italian dresses and costumes and couture and all this. They're saying they're pleading not guilty, so they want to take this to court. And Felicity Huffman was just like, you know what? I get it. And they're in family counseling now. Her daughter is like devastated because her daughter had no idea.
No, she deleted her Instagram account.
But how embarrassing would it be?
Devastated.
I wasn't smart enough to get in. My parents had to pay for me to get into college.
So in Felicity Huffman's like statement to the court in her what's that thing, the your testimony or whatever, she literally said her daughter just like, I can't believe you didn't believe in me. Like,
and
so
like, I don't even know who you are.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. I can't. I don't know who you are.
That's like when your
mom.
parents would be like, I'm just disappointed in you.
It's reverse
like,
role.
ugh.
Yeah, and now the daughter's doing it to the mom,
Right.
and you're like, oh man, this sucks.
Well, I hope she makes it through her 14 days.
Yeah,
I mean,
Thoughts and prayers.
thoughts and prayers. That's good. But yeah, so like, I'm not concerned for her because it's gonna be at a detention center, like,
Right.
Like, you know,
The
where
cupcake.
Martha was doing, you
Camp
know,
cupcake or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
What are the things when you like make origami? Like when she was doing all the origami with the inmates. Like that's exactly
Craft sessions. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So no one's really sad for Felicity Huffman. I just think it's really, really crazy that I'm again not upset about the whole 14 days, but I would have fined her more, man.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I feel like community service would have been a more appropriate sentence, but to each their own.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Do we want to pause for 1 minute while she finishes vacuuming? We can edit this part out.
Let's just edit real quick.
All we hear is a vacuum. Stop.
Oh my God.
Oh, I said stop and she stopped. But
All right.
No, she's about to start the other rug, I think.
there she goes.
So maybe we should just suck it up and...
Okay.
Maybe it's not distracting, but...
Oh, please.
Oh.
The both of you eyeballing me. It was like the second she started up, I was like,
Awkward.
yeah. It can't be a big carpet, right?
It's just like two little rugs.
Okay. Yeah. And so that's Miss Felicity Huffman, you know, doing her time, paying her crime. It is what it is. But next up, we're going to talk about one of my favorite singers of all time. And I'm super excited because I don't know anything about what CJ is going to talk about. So I'm just going to turn it over to him. And he's going to tell us all about a new single from everyone's favorite British singer.
Well, and I have to be honest, there's not a lot of information available. But it is just very rumored right now. But
You
this
could
is
be
exciting.
totally making this up.
Yeah.
Just make up everything up. Lie to me.
No,
Lie to me.
So today, it just came out. I think People or one of the, like, People.com or someone.
Again, I was volunteering all day. I did not have access to social media, so tell me everything.
Okay, so she's going to have a new single come out. It is about her breakup. However, it's supposed to be an upbeat breakup song. So...
Like CeeLo Green, fuck you.
No, not. I think it's going to be more on the lines of the, you know, going different ways, but we still love each other, and this is how life is. We have a kid.
So
Blah, blah,
not
blah.
like Miley's breakup song.
Right, not Miley.
Okay, I'll say I added Swept Away. It's really good.
I've
Oh
still
my
never
God.
listened to
Oh
it.
my
I
God.
haven't listened to
Oh,
it.
it's really good, and it's on my latest playlist.
I'll add it as soon as.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a
we
big
finish.
Miley fan, so
Yeah.
I'm sure I will.
But so as we all know, Adele and her now soon-to-be ex-husband.
Because she officially filed for divorce. I did see that over the weekend.
Yeah.
I did see that.
So that was last week. They had
Simon.
been, yes, they had been separated since April. After 7 years together, they have a 6-year-old son. What is his name? It starts with an A.
Alexander? I don't know.
I don't know. It's really
Anthony.
cute. It's really cute, whatever it is. But after 7 years together, they decided to split, and so everyone is all obviously like, "Oh, Adele's new album is going to be out. It's going to come out. It's going to come out." Well, it is coming out. She's recording, and she said it was very.
Cathartic.
Yes, it was very nice to just get everything out, but it's very amicable. They have no hard feelings about each other, so she said it's going to be an upbeat breakup song.
Oh, until she's got to pay that settlement. There ain't no
Right.
animosity.
You know what? That was the worst thing that ever came out of the Big 21 album. That the guy, because she went through that huge, she was young, she was in love, she wrote all these songs, and then he broke her heart, and so she wrote this entire breakup album, and then it went quadruple platinum, won all the the Grammys,
yeah.
won all, like, got her all this money, and then the nerve of that MFer to, like, come after her and be like, oh, I want my cut of that.
want my
I was
cut.
like the
Josh,
inspiration.
you are
your
angry
muse.
spice right now.
You know what? Don't come from my Adele. Like that was like of all like that is like that's like when you break up with someone and they have the nerve to be like, oh well, when we were together, like you bought this, but I really used it more. No,
Right.
it's mine.
Right,
It's in my
mine.
house.
I
It's
bought
mine.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is rumored that the first single will come out in November, just in time for the holidays, which I think is when Hello came out of her last album.
So someone recently tagged me in something on Facebook, and I literally commented, I was like, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would bet that the single will come out within the last 2 weeks of October, and the album will come out the week before Thanksgiving. Because her record label, let's be
Right.
honest, it's all about the money. They want those Black Friday sales. They want that Christmas sales. So, and usually you want 4 to 6 weeks of a single release before an album comes out.
Well, from what I read, the album isn't coming out until the spring, early spring.
Wow.
But the single will be released in time for the holidays.
Oh, the waiting, the temptation.
I think that's really poor timing on the
And
part
again,
of her
all-
record.
all of this is
'Cause Adele,
rumors,
like,
so.
well, because Adele's going to be like a Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift releases a single, it's going to immediately go number one based on iTunes sales, based on streaming, especially if she releases a video, which Adele did last time.
Right.
Adele released the single on Spotify, on iTunes, and then she also released the music video. That propels you to number one on the Billboard music charts. And so what you want to do is you want to time your album release to be number one with your single. So like with an Adele, you only have to wait
Right.
maybe 6 to 8 weeks. Maybe.
I just
With
remember.
an Adele.
I just remember.
well, you're an Adele. Like an Adele's a
I get it.
Taylor
No,
Swift.
No,
yeah.
I get it.
It's-
I get it.
They move albums.
The
People
way
buy-
you talk about her, though.
Oh, they move albums.
I just remember when Hello came out that like Saturday Night Live for Thanksgiving, they made up the whole parody of like what you would do like if you're having a bad time with your family at Thanksgiving, you just turn on Hello and then suddenly everyone's better. And all of those
Your 12-year-old
actors,
your 12-year-old niece loves it.
Your
Your
grandma.
45-year-old mother loves it. Your 70-year-old grandma loves it. Everyone loves Adele.
none of our mothers are 45 first.
Truth.
I mean, she's okay. I wouldn't say I love her. Like, I actually kind of think Hello's kind of an annoying song, but that's just me. By your eye topic, we're just going to change the subject right now. Okay.
We're
Suddenly
gonna.
it got really cold. in
Cold
here.
as ice in here.
I got goosebumps. But no. So CJ, what do you have any hard concrete evidence?
I
or
don't have anything. Listen, this
song
is
title, release date.
nothing. You know they're not going to
Minute
release
length?
anything
What
with that.
part of rumor don't you get?
Rumor has it.
All I know, it's going to
Rumor
be
has it.
upbeat, and that's different for Adele.
So she may have a song. It might be coming out. It's supposed to be upbeat.
she might be actually singing it.
We know it's about her ex-husband.
Yeah.
At this point, is she even getting divorced? Like,
Yes,
Yes,
it's
that-
done.
A solicitor. She had to follow that with a solicitor.
got it.
All right. Well, thanks, CJ, for that very important update about Ideal Gazum.
As soon as I know the title, I'll come back to you.
Oh, wouldn't you die if she named her new album? Because she does believe in like trios.
Yeah.
So she said the first was like 19, 21, 25. If she started her new, like the new album was like Ideal Gazum or whatever, like whatever John Travolta called her at the Oscars or the Grammys.
I can't remember what
It was something Ideal.
John Travolta messes up everything these
Yeah.
days, so I can't. And my
He
aunt
did
is probably
her
going to kill me
too?
for that statement.
He messed up her name as well?
Yes.
Oh wait, no, it was Idina Menzel.
It was Idina
It was
Menzel.
Idina
It was.
Menzel.
Wasn't it Tay Diggs?
It
That's
just sounded like it sounded like Adele.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, I totally messed that one
Yeah,
up.
no, that's okay.
That's Josh. That's my problem.
I mean, I wasn't surprised because he thought the drag queen was Taylor Swift a couple
Yes.
weeks at the VMAs.
yeah.
Oh yeah, good times.
Not having the best week ever. But
Oh,
all
John.
right. All right.
She got
so
chills.
Speaking of not best week ever,
who's not Eric? Tell us about who else is not having the best week
so
ever.
I watched the roast of Alec Baldwin, and it was hysterical. What was the first comedian of that?
Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer.
Love her.
If you're not following her on Instagram,
she absolutely killed it. And like, she first got up, and I was like, "Who is this girl?" Like, I kind of remember, but then I think Chad had sent us like a video of her comedy sketch
Right,
the one
yeah.
time, and I'm like, "Oh, it's this girl." She absolutely got up there and killed it because at
that
first,
was our producer Chad.
I was like looking at these people on the stage, and I'm like, "Okay, it's Nikki
Glazer.
Nikki Glazer. What was the basketball player's name? Ben.
No. The hot guy, he plays for Detroit now.
Kendall Jenner's ex-boyfriend. Whatever his name is.
He's really light skinned.
Caitlyn Jenner. Adam Carolla.
Blake Griffin.
Adam Carolla was there. The one aunt from Sabrina.
Caroline Ray.
Yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Ken Jeong was there.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of people that was like, this is...
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro was like the star power.
They always choose the most random people.
And I gotta hand it to Caitlyn Jenner because she sat there and she took it, and every one of them gave it to her.
Well, good for her.
But
I need to watch.
I'm not even kidding. When his daughter Ireland took the stage, it was hilarious. So I just recommend, if you have access to Comedy Central or whatever station it's on, watch the roast of Alec Baldwin. It was hilarious because then he got up to give his like little rebuttal against everybody. Oh, he tore into everyone. It was so funny. We were dying laughing.
I think the last roast I probably saw was Rob Lowe, I think.
Wow.
Oh, I would
That was a while back.
I would watch anyone.
I would watch
spit roast Rob Lowe.
Whoa.
I mean,
same.
I'm sorry, roast Rob Lowe.
Same seats.
Freudian slip. But no, I was telling Eric, I don't watch roasts. I don't. I like a good funny joke, but I don't love people making fun of people. But this roast was so good. It was, you could all tell it was very good natured. They raised over $1 million for cancer research.
Yeah,
so
that's incredible.
A charity. It was great.
Because if you're bringing Alec Baldwin and Robert De Niro to the table, Lady Gaga made an appearance.
Oh yeah, Lady Gaga.
It was just like they really were like, okay, we're for sure like capitalizing off of this. We're bringing as much money as we can for charity, and that was really great.
Yeah, I recommend it. Give it a watch.
Okay, when I have time.
Yeah. And if you don't follow Nikki Glazer on Instagram, I immediately hit follow because she just brought
Homegirl
it.
is funny. She is funny.
She was by far one of the ones that just delivered line after line. And know who also gave a really good performance? Sean Hayes.
Oh, Sean Hayes was a great host.
Love Sean
he hosted
Hayes.
it.
He was the MC, and he did a really, really good job.
And then that guy from SNL was there. I can't remember his name either.
I can't remember his name either, which is
that was
terrible.
the running joke the whole
He's
sketch.
the black guy that's not Kenan Thompson, which sounds even worse. But that was the roast joke.
He does the weekend updates?
No, not that guy.
Not that guy
it was a
either.
different guy.
It's just he was a writer apparently on it.
I want to say his name's Joe. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Oh, anyways.
No, Joe Rosso was the fat guy.
Oh yeah.
But
anyway, give it a watch. It's worth it. It was about 2 hours long, but it was totally worth it. Really funny.
Yeah. Even Blake Griffin, who me and Eric were both like, why is he here? What's he doing?
Yeah, right.
He gave a couple good jokes, but he's great eye candy. And
we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, I like some good eye candy. I'll watch for that.
Gosh.
Joshua, so what did you bring to the table for your topic today?
All right, so that's our little pop culture update. So now we're going to jump right into our topics, and I'm going to go first, and we're going to switch it into high gear into musicals. And maybe this is why I was talking all about Idina Menzel and Adele, because she's just on my brain. She's on my mind.
You've been in a musical lately.
I have been. I've been in a really musical frame of mind. And so my topic is all about the 2003... Well, that's when it premiered. Wicked. I wanted like big drums.
I feel like you guys are
trumpets.
both going to burst into song.
I've already burst out in a song when we're talking about Adele. I'm for sure going to burst out in a song when we talk about Wicked.
When you said you were doing Wicked, I knew, okay, I have to do absolutely zero research for this because it's such my favorite. I'm so excited.
Well, so all three of us have seen it live, right?
Yeah, I saw it in San Francisco.
Ooh.
I've seen it twice. I've read the book several times.
Okay.
Aren't you wicked?
I've also seen it twice, and I made it halfway through the book.
There's a book? No, just kidding.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. All right. So, yes. CJ, where'd you see it at?
Both times in Cincinnati.
Nice. I saw it once in East Lansing. Right after my college graduation with my best friend Jenny, and then I saw it in downtown Detroit at the Fox Theater with my mom.
The first time I saw it, I went by myself.
Oh, good for you.
They were only single tickets, and I said, you know what? Screw everybody else. I'm going to see it.
But you do stuff by yourself. You're like that guy that goes to the movies
Miss
by yourself. You don't care.
Independent.
Oh, I go to the movies by myself. Like, what are you going to talk to someone?
Right.
And I've actually seen a musical by myself, too. When I was in London and I was doing my own thing.
Same.
I was like, I'm in London. I'm in the West End. I have to see a musical.
Yep.
So I was like, doing it.
Yep,
And I went by myself.
Phantom and Lion King by myself in London.
Nice.
Oh, Lion King, I want to see so bad.
All right. Well, that's actually a really good segue. So, did you guys know that Wicked is? So this is insane. So there's been musicals for years and years and years, but as of 2016, Wicked has brought in $1 billion.
That makes sense.
Total Broadway revenue.
It's so good. It's for everybody too.
Yes.
Kids, adults, everyone.
Yeah. Well, and so they're the 3 highest grossing musicals of all time on Broadway. Number 1 is still The Lion King.
Right.
Number 2 is Wicked. And number 3 is Phantom.
Yeah.
So, like, that's funny that you said
I've
those
seen all
two.
3.
Yeah, those are the big 3. And the investors in Wicked literally recouped all of their money in 15 months.
Well, geez.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
That's insane. So in 2003, so by 2004, 2005, they were like, "Oh, we're good," and then it went huge. It went crazy.
Well, I think what Wicked has about it is, first of all, everyone loves The Wizard of Oz. Like,
100%.
of all ages. For you just say it remotely relates to The Wizard of Oz, people are going to speak up, be like, oh, I want to see what this is about.
Yeah.
But it was nice because it's like the backstory of
Right.
like, the good and the bad witch. Like of Glinda, and I couldn't tell you the bad witch.
Alphaba.
Yeah, but I was really intrigued by it because I had really never heard of it when I went to go see it. Like there was all this buzz generating, but we were in San Francisco and it was playing. We're like, why not? And then I went and I was so blown away by the performance.
Yeah, so good. So Steven Schwartz is the one that created the book and the music. And he was known for, before Wicked, for Godspell and Pippin. And Godspell won like all of the Tonys, so that's how he kind of made his big name. But then he also, so if you don't know, Steven Schwartz went on to write music for Pocahontas. So he won the Oscar for Color of the Wind.
Oh, such a good song.
And he also won for Prince of Egypt, When You Believe,
Right.
by Mariah and Whitney.
Whitney.
And then he also later...
Peace.
Yeah. And later, he also did Enchanted.
I love Enchanted.
yeah.
I went with
Yeah.
my
Amy
sister on
Adams.
my knee.
That's how you know. Yeah. Yeah. No. So the 3 songs he wrote for that, like the Happy Working Song, That's When You Know, and So Close, all nominated for Oscars.
Happy Little Working Song was such a good song.
And my favorite thing, I could do a whole episode on Enchanted because I love it so much. Like,
well, McDreamy's in it too. I mean, duh.
and Idina Menzel, actually, full circle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so Steven Schwartz, God Amongst Men, love him. But so it won all the Drama Desk Awards, which is really, really big for the Broadway musicals, the Drama Desk Awards. It did lose Best Musical at the Tonys.
That's
But
insane.
it was the year that Avenue Q came out.
But still.
And my personal
never
opinion,
even heard of Avenue Q. What is it?
that's the one with the Muppets, and they're like, they kind of, it was very like South Park.
Yeah, Avenue Q, because it was very gay related, but they were puppets.
Wicked isn't?
Well, I mean,
the gays love Wicked, but like for how big Wicked is, it blows my mind that it lost Best Musical.
Was Kristen Chenoweth the original Glinda
Yes.
when it started going?
Steven Schwartz wrote Glinda
With her in mind?
with Kristen Chenoweth in mind.
Okay.
Idina Menzel was not the original Elphaba.
No.
It was Stephanie J. Black.
Please stop saying Alphaba. I just can't.
It was Stephanie J. Black who actually did do the Elphaba role later on Broadway after Idina Menzel was like, oh, I got my Tony, I'm walking away. Because Idina did win the best. Her and Kristen competed for Best Actress in a Musical, and Idina Menzel won it over Kristen Chenoweth.
Right, so clarify that. But Stephanie did the off-Broadway version because Idina originated the Broadway, right?
Correct. But in all, you know how like before they're on Broadway, they do all
The off...
it's not the off Broadway. What do they call it? The production
workshop.
Workshop. Thank
Yeah.
you. The workshop. Stephanie J. Black did all the workshop.
Well, they had
And
to rework some of the songs because of Idina
Kristen,
Menzel's
and
voice.
everyone thought that Kristen Chenoweth overshadowed, so they completely retooled it, figured it out, and then when they brought in Idina and the new songs and everything, it just skyrocketed for her. And Idina had already been known for Maureen and Rent.
Rants, yes.
And
And actually-
Adina, is she the one that did Frozen? Is that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Let it go.
And
let
then
it go.
Kristen Bell was the one that did it with her, so
Yes.
she's
Yes.
just always competing with Kristens.
She is. She is. Poor Idina. But no, actually she beat Kristen, so it's not so bad for her. But Stephanie J. Black, don't feel bad for her. She went on to win other Tonys, and living her best life.
Yeah, she reprised her role later on in Wicked, and then
Yep.
yeah. I mean,
Well, and
she's a
actually,
huge force in Broadway.
I went through the list of people who like, because after, so what happens in the Broadway world is like the main people who do it, they do it for so many I don't want to say airing, so many shows,
yeah.
so many shows, and then if once they get past so many numbers, they're Tony eligible, and then the bigger names like
Start
Idina
dropping
Menzel,
out.
they just walk away. They just they hit their number, so they're like going to walk away, and other people come up. But so Stephanie J. Black did, come back as Elphaba, but also so for some of the other ones, like for Kristen Chenoweth after she left Glinda, Megan Hilty made a name for herself. She was on Smash. She went on to do 9 to 5. She was the Dolly Parton. She was Legally Blonde.
Right.
So Megan Hilty, she's won a Tony, I believe, as well. She's a big name. Joel Grey was the original Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And after some of actually I don't know any other wizards, but Joel Grey's like huge in the Tony world. Everyone loves him. But some of the other Fieros, I wrote these down for you, Eric.
I know who you're about to say too.
Ashley Parker Angel?
No.
Joey McIntyre.
I
love Joey Joe. I was like, what boy band member do I do first? I should have Joey McIntyre. I should have known New Kids on the Block.
Oh, I'll be freaking them off in a couple minutes. Go ahead.
No. Joey McIntyre was known for playing Fiero, which
Love
is like,
it.
Yeah, and so was Ashley Parker Angel.
Did he sing "Please Don't Go, Girl"? I'm just kidding.
He did not. But even like Madame Morrible, which is like one of the protagonists, unless she's kind of like the evil teacher or whatever.
Right.
Sheryl Lee Ralph,
Sheryl Lee.
which if for you young people, you probably watched
Rest in peace.
Is Sheryl Lee Ralph dead?
I don't think she's dead.
Died, didn't she?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
I'm
she's
so
died
sorry if you're
either.
still alive.
That's a
Sheryl
fact
Lee.
check.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fact check that later, but I think she's still alive.
We'll
but
edit
she was
this
a
on our
dream
Facebook
girl.
page.
Sheryl Lee Ralph was a dream girl, right? I'm almost
Are we
positive.
talking about Shirley Ralph that was in Sister Act 2?
Yeah, she was the mom.
No,
she was
I'm
the mom
almost
of Lauryn
positive
Hill.
She's not dead.
Okay.
No, I'm almost positive.
Shirley Ralph was the mom of Lauryn Hill in Sister Act 2.
I'm not thinking of the same person then.
All right, I'm sorry.
Maybe I'm thinking of Carol something else.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
But anyways, so but also Rue McClanahan, who we just talked about
Yes.
a little bit ago, she was also Madame Marble. But
Which
yes,
is perfect for her.
So I really want to think about like why Wicked is so big in gay culture and this and that, and what it really comes down to. Like, do you think that oh, you're a friend of Dorothy was like big in like for Wizard of Oz and this and that,
It's the entire
and then like
Wizard of Oz thing, yeah.
right, and then like Alphaba's like the gays of the 2000s.
Well, I think
Well, that play took a whole turn for me because I wasn't expecting to like her.
Well, Alpha
in the
was
play.
an
She's
outcast.
the Wicked Witch.
Yeah.
She was an outcast, though.
Yeah.
And I think that's really people had.
She started off so sweet.
Yeah, no one liked her, especially when they found out. Well, obviously, when she was green, but then they were scared of her because she had magic, and
Maybe they were just green with envy.
definitely.
And that's what and she was so powerful. Like, was she hiding that own thing within her? And once she like finally accepted it, she was like the best version of herself. And that's what I think a lot about like coming out of the closet is like once you realize like the best version of once you're true to yourself and own it and are living your most authentic life, that's when you are like doing your best and living your best life, and it's so amazing. And that's when Elphaba like found her power and was like,
and she even says she just wants to be normal. One of the lines in the song is maybe the wizard will de-greenify me.
Yeah.
And she just wanted to be normal. She
Yeah.
didn't like standing out. So a lot of gay men and women and everyone else have definitely thought, why can't I just be normal like everyone else? So I think that's why a lot of gay men and women
identify.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So I love it. Defying Gravity, For Good. I mean, such amazing songs, such good music. Love it so much.
If I only had that range.
We should all go if it comes back.
You don't have to ask me twice.
I would see it in a heartbeat. Love it so much.
Perfect. We're getting in limo.
So I do want to bring up.
We'll take our broomsticks.
Right.
Yeah, I want to bring back the book, though. Gregory Maguire wrote the novel. It's amazing. It's so much darker than the musical. Obviously, the musical is a little more lighthearted because it's a musical. But the novel is just so good, and it's so gritty and dark, and it really makes you think. There's several sequels. Son of a Witch is the first sequel. A Lion Among Men, which the Cowardly Lion is the main character, and then I think Out of Oz was the final book in that, and they're just all so good. So if you have not read them, please do. I highly recommend it.
I'll see if they're on.
You guys are going to make me pick up reading.
They are a little bit of a difficult read because Gregor Maguire does take the liberty of creating a language. And so sometimes it gets a little tough. You got to figure out exactly what he's talking about. But just overall, fantastic
I'm
books.
basic English, so that'll be hard. But all right, so that was my topic, and from there, we're talking about people like living their most authentic life and trying to come out of the closet and trying
being
to
air quote normal.
yeah, well, not even normal, just like trying to fit in, or maybe trying when you're green and you're whatever. But I'm just gonna turn it over to CJ at this point.
I was trying to think, where are you going with this? I'm going to be talking about the leather community, so connect that however you will to
whips
Wicked.
and chains, or
Yes. Flying monkeys, yes, they got some leather vest on. So, no, this weekend, I, as part of my Mr. Michigan Bear duties, I was asked to host some events at a local bar here for a leather expo event. So I'm not really a big leather person at all. I could safely say that none of the three of us are really into leather, but
I own a leather belt like that I wear around my pants.
I have leather shoes.
Right, but that's what I wanted to talk about because we were all at the event and it was it was a good time. Was it not?
Great time.
I had a great time at the event. The next morning was
Yeah.
not
a little rough.
the greatest.
Saturday morning was a little rough.
Yeah.
So the leather community has always been something that I think until you really get into it and experience it firsthand, it's a little scary, especially for gay men. I think there's a lot of stigma, a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings about the leather community. I know certainly when I first came out and was really old enough to go out to bars, there was a local bar in Kentucky that I would go to, and all I would hear about were these stories about, oh, there's leather men there, they're going to put you up in a sling and just rape you and fuck you and all this stuff. And of course you're like terrified, like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know, maybe some of you are like, oh, that sounds great, let's sign me up. But it does get a little scary. But overwhelming, I would say.
I'm throwing my leather shoes out.
But there's so many different aspects, and I've really found that the leather community in general has been so warm and welcoming, and I think there are those people within the leather community who are very hardcore. I almost want to use like the word orthodox because it's such a like. Sometimes people are so hardcore, and there's certain rules and things that you have to do.
To it.
But then there's some people that are like, they understand that people are going to come into it, and they're going to have these fears and misunderstandings, and they don't go. So they are very open and welcoming. So I'm very lucky that that's been my overall experience in the whole situation. I will say I'm definitely a very novice at best when it comes to my understanding of leather and the community and their different subcultures. So if anyone is listening, I do apologize if I get anything wrong, or if I speak out of turn or anything, because I really don't know. I'm just going to talk about my own experiences and my current understandings. But I did do a little bit of research today because I just want to give a little bit of history about leather and leather pride. The real leather scene and community came about around in the 1940s, right after World War II.
Real that long ago?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I was kind of shocked too. It really started with sort of motorcycle culture. People were really, protesting the war and the overall lifestyle when people were just kind of, doing like swing dancing and stuff like that. They were kind of rebelling a little bit.
They were like when you talk about the squares.
Yeah.
They were the hot guys in
The drapes?
And they were the hot guys in the leather jackets
Yeah.
on the
Exactly.
motorcycles. No, see, you've already got me roped in. Because
Yes.
I'm like, yes, the hot guy in the leather jacket on the bomber jacket.
Right. So all of these motorcycle clubs started
I want to go to
opening
there.
up. Exactly. Think, we've talked about them already, but think John Travolta and Grease with his little leather jacket and his
Grease lightning.
Oh, the T-Birds.
But in the 1940s, 1950s, all these motorcycle clubs started popping up everywhere. People were joining different gangs and clubs to kind of protest against the war and everything that was happening, everything that was kind of, I guess, clean cut, just rebellion is a really good term to use. So a lot of gay men started to see these men as very heightened masculine men, and a lot of them started to fantasize and use it sort of as a fantasy or cult or kinky or sexual awareness about themselves. So a lot of these men were imitating a lot of these biker gangs and stuff. And what really happened was when Marlon Brando was in a movie. I've got it right here. It was called...
Who was it? Marlon Brando Family?
The Wild One. Well, it's very rumored that Marlon Brando was
Marlon
family.
Brando and James Dean. I heard.
Yes.
I was going to say, I was thinking like Cool Hand Luke and stuff like that.
So there was a movie in 1953 called The Wild One, and it was about the Hollister riot. I don't know anything about that, and
Hollister, like what those Twinks wear?
Not the store, but it could be in relation.
I mean, I would riot too because their sizes are incorrect.
Right.
I walked one time into a Hollister store and I was like, "What? Get me out of here!"
Is this a 2-for-1? Because I'm going to need the double up.
I'm gonna need both the large and the other large to make it one
4X in Hollister. Yeah.
That's hilarious. But anyway, so a lot of gay men started Imitating. Thank you. I don't know why I can't talk to. It's been a long day, folks.
Duplicated, never imitated.
Right, exactly.
No. Okay.
Marlon Brando in this film, and then this subculture, and this suddenly all these gay bars started opening. So the very first leather bar, and you guys will find this funny because there's a bar close to here.
Is it in Ohio?
No, it's called the Gold Coast. And it was in Chicago in 1958, which was the very first leather bar. So
Road trip.
Right, let's go. But a lot of times, so leather, people wear leather when they're trying to, I guess I'll say again, express heightened masculinity. It is tied to BDSM, it's bondage, dominatrix, submissions,
And surprisingly, there's a lot of people that are into that. I
Yes,
mean, that's
a lot
big
of
part of
people are.
people's like sexual activities.
Oh, I think both straight and homosexual.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it is. The leather community, even though what we experience mostly is definitely within a gay subculture, leather reaches all genders,
100%.
all sexualities. Like, I mean, there are women that wear leather hardcore. I mean, my parents ride a motorcycle and they have leather jackets. I mean,
I didn't. I was like, "Where are you going?"
I was like,
Your
yeah,
parents.
please don't go any further. No, because I can look at a guy in like a leather harness at the bar and like, I'm not into leather, but I'm can be like, damn, he's kind of fine.
well,
like,
and I think leather has really, from when I came out and first started going to the bars and I was a little intimidated and scared by it, I think it's really becoming a little more mainstream now. I think, I mean, there's a lot of gay men there that have at least a harness.
Have you watched Sons of Anarchy?
yes.
Yes.
Everybody is just, it's flying their freak flag these days. I mean, and you should. I
Well,
mean,
good. Everyone should feel comfortable enough to display their individual self, and whether it means like, maybe I'm a little soft on the inside, but I'm also a little rough, and I want to have that leather. I want to have those spikes. Like,
I mean, whatever you're into, go for it.
Do it.
Like,
You
don't
go,
judge
girl.
anybody.
live your best life. Life's too short.
But whereas someone like me, I do have a lot of just basic pieces. I do have a few harnesses. I do have boots. I have a hat. I don't have any gloves. I think that's next on my list. But I because I go to these events, and a lot of times, even the Bayer community and the events, there are some mish and some mashing that kind of happens between the two communities. Lord knows how many times I've had to tell people, no, my title is not a leather title. I'm Mr. Michigan Bear. Everyone's always like, oh, how's your leather thing going? I'm like, it's not a leather thing.
Just because it's a leather sash.
Right.
But no, I think, CJ, what you're trying to convey is that, like, there's this subculture of, like, the gay world that is all about leather and about expressing yourself through that. I don't want to call it hyper masculinity because Because
I think that's how it came about, but I think it's evolved so much now.
Yeah.
That, I mean, if you find that sexy about it and it makes you feel sexy, go for it.
Because when we were at the event Friday night, every single person I talked to was so nice, and so like any questions I asked, I asked questions, especially I had more than a few Tito's in me, and I was just like asking all these questions and had all these things that I just wanted to know, and just wanted to know more, and they were all so nice and so understanding and so like, oh yeah, this and this doesn't mean that, and so it's just like, it doesn't mean that leather means like you talk to me and I'm gonna smack you down,
right,
or I'm gonna bend you over or whatever. And,
whoa,
yeah,
easy. That's
down,
turning
girl.
me
Calm
on
down,
a little
girl.
bit.
Calm down.
well, man, maybe that's what some people want.
But I will say that there are some people in the community that are very dedicated to it, and it is a craft. And I have friends who have competed in events very similar to my bear title, but it's a leather title, and they really take it serious and they go all out, and it is something that they work on and they don't take it lightly. I have several friends who have competed in International Mr. Leather, which happens every year in Chicago, Memorial Day weekend every year. I would love to go. We always tend to plan our trip to Saugatuck.
Maybe we'll do a live podcast there.
Maybe. But I mean,
Poolside in Saugatuck. Who knows?
These people spend a lot of money. I mean, leather is not cheap.
Leather's
not cheap at all.
Oh, I was looking at some of those price tags, and I was like, oh, it costs a lot to be in this competition.
And the people that make those things,
fashion
like,
is pricey.
I mean, I've seen people like do custom vests or harnesses for people, and it really takes skill. I mean, they're seamstress, but they're doing it at such a like fine like level. Like it's incredible, the craftsmanship that goes behind some of these pieces.
Well, and they take it very seriously.
Yes,
and thank you so much, CJ, for...
Yeah, I feel like I learned so much about leather today.
I did. More than anything.
Now I'm going to be Josh next time. I'm going to have like a whole questionnaire. Like, please fill this out and answer my questions.
Now I want to know this and I want to know that.
I still have lots of questions, and especially one of the subcultures that is in the leather community is the puppy scene, and I understand it very little, but I definitely have questions, so I would love to at some point have someone who can come back and talk to us about the puppy scene.
So, if you have any expertise in that, message CJ.
Yes.
And maybe you'll be featured on our podcast at a later episode.
We would love it.
We would love that. Always about educating and furthering knowledge and just exploring everyone's best lives.
Right. Real quick before we move on, I just want to say I want to give a shout out to those friends of ours here in the Detroit area who are competing in Mr. Michigan Leather this weekend, which is a qualifier for IML. So good luck to you and Tiger and Chris, and hopefully we'll see you at IML.
Awesome. And speaking of bitches who don't take no names, don't take no numbers, who own it like they're the number one boss, I'm going to turn it over to Eric for our third and final topic.
And we weren't talking about you, Eric.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, that is quite the introduction. Thank you.
And she deserves it.
Right. So my topic this week is Miss J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
Her movie Hustlers is coming out this weekend.
Can't wait.
Apparently, there's Oscar talk around this movie.
Oh.
I cannot.
There's a lot of buzz.
Well, hold on. We'll get back to that. Don't jump
I'm
the
ready.
gun.
I'm
Let's
ready.
start back at the beginning. So Jennifer
from the
Lopez,
block.
she got her start as a fly girl on In Living Color.
We're not starting like back in the Bronx.
No. We're not going to take it back that far.
Not
ready.
Jenny
I'm
from
on
the block.
I'm on the 6th.
No. So she actually was a backup dancer for the New Kids on the Block.
I did not know that.
For their
Stop
games,
it.
their games performance at the American Music Awards is before
What?
she was a fly girl.
I thought
yeah.
her Fly Girl was the star.
Nope. She was a backup dancer for New Kids on the Block.
Does she know Marky Mark or Donnie?
Oh, I'm sure she does. And then
Jordan and Joey?
1997, she got her first big leading role as Selena and was
Salinas.
was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Salinas.
She went on to star in Anaconda and then Out of Sight with
wait.
Mr. George Clooney himself.
Time out. We're not going to give She did Anaconda.
Yes, she was in
with
Anaconda.
Ice Cube and Angelina Jolie's dad.
Oh, John Voight.
John Voight, yeah.
And then her debut studio album On the 6th debuted in 1999 with If You Had My Love,
You Had My
Waiting for Tonight. Are you going to sing every song?
Probably.
Let's
Yes.
Get Loud.
I don't remember that one.
Then she did her typical, wedding planner, Made in Manhattan. Then came
Made
the
in
tragedy of 2003 for Gigli.
Really?
That was during the Bennifer era.
I never saw that.
Yeah, so she's, best friends with Leah Remini, who is like, I think that friendship is so adorable. They're so cute. They make me
Jersey
laugh all the time.
girl.
Yes. But she's had quite the little love life, Miss Lopez. So she was married to the Cuban waiter. That was her first husband and didn't last.
Wait,
Do we even know his name?
It's like
Nope, he's-
Ohan
no.
Noah or something.
No,
Onani.
it was Mrs. Waiter. She was married to Cuban
All I
Waiter.
know is they've been
Cuban
battling.
Waiter number 2.
They are still battling in court over stuff because he apparently has a
What?
honeymoon video and he was trying to like sell stuff of hers.
She should just give him $1 million and make him go away.
Well, from there she went on to date P. Diddy, and then we had the whole scandal, at Times Square nightclub where they were charged with criminal possession of the firearm.
You are covering a lot of ground really fast.
Right.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay, well then let's
My
start-
mind can't even go. I was just.
Can we start with like 90s J-Lo?
go.
All right, let's start with 90s
First of
J-Lo.
all, with the whole the lawsuit with the guy, I wanted to be like, oh, so your love does cost a thing, I think.
The Cuban Waiter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Fuck you.
she got P. Diddy. She was like, "Sir, I don't know you
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, I'm
you need to
surprised-
move out."
Raise your hand if you're surprised that P. Diddy didn't shoot the Cuban Waiter. Or maybe this is where the nightclub shooting started. Maybe he was trying to take out the Cuban Waiter.
We're not saying
I
that P.
don't
Diddy
think
did
so.
any of those shootings.
All right, I just want to say, I want to say more, like, I have like 2 things about 90s J-Lo that I just really need to get out of my chest right now.
Go.
All right, first one. She did a duet with Mark Antony because on VH1, back when they played music videos, they had something called like 2 for Tuesdays or something, or back-to-back Tuesday music videos, where they would play one music video and then they play another one. Well, at the time when J-Lo first came out, she only had If You Had My Love. So they brought up this old Spanish video of Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony called No Me Ames, and I was obsessed with it. It's kind of how I learned Spanish, and then I took Spanish in high school to try and learn No Me Ames.
Okay.
It means I don't love you. But if you guys, you should watch the music video. It's like No Me Ames, No Me Ames. It's
He
so
really is going to sing every
it's
song.
so good. So I would literally wake up at 6 a.m. before I went to school to watch, because they would play the If You Had My Love, and then they would play No Me Ames because she didn't have any other music videos.
Look at her now.
Yeah, no. Then they did MTV had Making the Music video.
yeah.
I remember what a bitch she was on the set of Waiting for Tonight.
That's because girl don't drink. She needs a cocktail.
Oh,
She was in that little diamond outfit. I'd be a bitch too.
and she was in that cold pool, and she's like, "It's so cold, it's so cold, it's so cold." But it turned out great. She looked
She's
great.
still Jenny from the Block. She just
All
wants
right.
a heater in that pool.
And then I just want to, all my '90s Jennifer's Selena.
Yeah, Selena.
All right. That's
Anyway, so back to her personal life. Yes, so then she married Chris Judd for a brief period of time, backup dancer number 1.
Oh,
backup
geez.
dancer number 1.
And then she went through her Bennifer phase, where her and Ben were in love, which she said was her first real heartbreak, is when they broke up because they called off their wedding the day before they were supposed to get married.
Well, because he actually had money too.
Do you remember
Yeah.
that big canary diamond?
I thought it was pink. Wasn't it pink?
Was it pink or was it
I
canary?
think it was pink.
Okay.
And then she married Mark Anthony after that, which she called like kind of her rebound or her Band-Aid. She just wanted somebody that would love
She
her.
didn't marry anyone between Ben Affleck and...
Chris Judd.
Oh, that was in
Backup
between...
dancer number 1, yeah.
Was after Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck was courting her while she was married. He literally brought her flowers to her premiere while she was walking with her husband. Like, no shame in his game.
Got you.
And then her and Mark Anthony had their twins, Max and Emmy. And then they filed for divorce about 3 years later. Then she dated backup...
No me amas.
Yeah. She dated backup dancer number 2, Casper Smart. And
little
then came A-Rod, and now they're engaged.
Oh, how long is this going to last?
I think this is the one for
I
J-Lo.
think this does work for her, though.
I think this is the one for J-Lo.
I mean, yeah, I think...
I'll see in a few podcasts from now.
I think they
we
both...
thought Miley and Liam were making it.
True.
So we are not the
True,
best
we're
judges.
not the best. I think that J-Lo loves J-Lo so much. I think A-Rod loves A-Rod so much that I think they're the perfect combination.
They're self-centered.
Yes. They're a Kim and Kanye.
I love it.
Oh, he watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians with me today, and he
I
is
100%
all about it.
If you love yourself that much and you find someone else that loves yourself that much and they're like, oh, yeah, we can do this together, and it's perfect.
Okay, then.
But I mean, Jenny, you gotta hand it to her. She does her corny little cheesy movies, but you know, when it comes to the singles, well, I mean, come on, they're like chick flicks. Like,
all right. Now we're on 2000s, Jenny, because I'm like, I did my 90s. Now I want to do 2000s.
bring it. What do you got?
I literally told Eric, I go, I don't need to research J-Lo. I fucking love J-Lo. So my 2000s wedding planner, I wanted to be J-Lo in the wedding planner.
Okay.
I was just like in love when she's like, picture it, like the lights and the trees and the wine and the champagne, and they're just like, yes.
And then she gets married at City Hall or attempts
I'm
to.
going to see if you bring up my favorite J-Lo movie.
My second one is Enough.
Yes, that's mine.
Enough is the best. And
Enough.
if you've not seen Enough with J-Lo, oh my God, when little Queen Elizabeth, the little
Right.
girl in the back seat, when they're driving in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and little Queen Elizabeth is screaming, and J-Lo's like, we're going to get, and then at the same time when Juliette Lewis is like, you have a God-given right to defend your offspring, and you will do this, and I was like, you get him, J-Lo, you get him,
That's
you
an
get him, you
intense
kill him.
J-Lo movie. My favorite
That
one
was my
is
favorite.
Monster-in-Law or with Jane Fonda. Now that one I thought was funny.
Never seen it.
That's cute.
You guys
but-
are all about the women empowerment with J-Lo.
when-
When she goes through and she moves all the furniture just so she can find her way through in the dark. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
it's so good. And she's got all those rings on. She puts all those rings on the gloves. She's like, she will fuck him, take him out.
Steve always asks me, why are you moving the furniture? Well, now you know. Don't mess with me, baby.
Yes. No, if you, Enough is, where was her Oscar for Enough?
Right. And she had
Okay.
that, she rocked that
You
short
might be-
hair, too.
Okay, so like literally, there's Oscar buzz around this movie. Like
There
it
is
like
Hustlers.
blowing
So
up.
we should break it back to Hustler.
Kiki
Since-
Palmer
okay.
was on What Happens Live last night, and they were talking about it, and it is just everyone is talking about this movie.
So-
we need to go see it.
Well, you know why? We talked about this before. The Oscars are all about doing a transformation. And here's J-Lo, a 50-year-old woman, and she is transforming into a 25-year-old woman in Hustlers. Because I saw a photo, and she literally looks 20. She looks younger
looks
than
great.
me.
The bitch doesn't age.
No,
She looks great.
she's sacrificing virgins or something.
She's like one of those fine wine women. Just get better with age.
So I don't know a lot about the movie, but is it based on Cardi B's
I don't
life
know.
experience?
I heard Cardi B's in it for 5 minutes.
Cardi B's in it. Kiki Palmer, Jennifer Lopez,
Lizzo.
Julia
Number one song in
Stiles.
America.
But isn't it based on Cardi B's life, though? Because Cardi B was a stripper.
I think that's why they brought her into it. I don't think
Okay.
it's based off Cardi B's life.
Okay.
Because Cardi B's black and J-Lo's Tejano.
Well,
Or
it's not
Mexican.
exact, but still.
If that was really inappropriate, I apologize. I don't know why I said Tejano. Maybe because it's just because Selena's
You
not.
really want to like speaking of
Selena's is on my mind.
Selena y los Dinos?
I just love it when her brother in them was like, he's like, they just kept calling you Salinas. Like there's multiple of you. But yeah. Fuck you, Yolanda Salzabar.
Right? Is she still rotting in jail?
I think so.
Has no one shanked her?
You know where we can send
No, I know
Felicity
what Shane-
Huffman? We send her to that prison.
Oh my god! No.
You know why no one shanked Yolanda Salzabar? Because she said in the VH1 behind the music, she's like, one day I will tell the reason why I killed her. And we're all waiting. So no one's going to kill her till she tells us.
Somebody's waiting outside with the
waiting
recorder.
20 years later.
Till the day I die. But
So
yeah.
does that so we want to lead into our little fun
So
game.
that's how it ends. We're going to end with our favorite little game, a little game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. And we're going to do it with J-Lo's men. We only chose 3. J-Lo's, God bless you, J-Lo, living your best life. But we're going to do 3. So we're going to do...
we don't have room for all 7.
We don't. So in chronological order, we're going to do Ben Affleck, Mark Antony, and A-Rod.
Yes.
And Eric, since you are the J-Lo expert, you get to kick us off with who you're going to fuck, who you're going to marry, who you're going to kill.
I would probably marry A-Rod like she is going to do and get that baseball money. I mean, she's got it, but yeah, might as well double your bank account. And he just seems sweet and attentive to her. Like it seems like he's a really good guy. I would probably fuck Ben Affleck because, boy's got a hot mess drinking problem, and how you ruin things with Jennifer Garner, that is a whole different story and a whole different topic.
He has a hot mess drinking problem?
Yes.
Oh, Ben.
He's an addict.
Yeah, he'll be fine, and then he just goes off the wagon. And
So what? We like to drink.
So
I get it, but
and then
they're-
you're killing Mark.
It's not somebody I'm gonna marry. And then I would kill Mark Anthony. I just have, what's the little phrase you said?
No me ames.
No me ames.
No me ames.
No me ames.
No me gusta.
All right, and then I'll turn it over to you, CJ.
I'm exact same.
Wow.
Oh, yes. So I don't really know A-Rod that well, but he does have baseball money, so I'm marrying. I'm going to get Katie Holmes' dad as my lawyer for that wedding.
Yes, Katie Holmes' dad.
I'm going to fuck Ben Affleck because as long as he's looking like he did in Batman.
Or Gone Girl, because they showed him in Gone Girl. And
Oh, we saw his peen.
yes, we
Yes.
did.
I'm all about that. And I just think Mark Anthony, whatever his name is the the ugliest person I've ever
No
seen in my
mames.
life. His
No mames.
face, it disgusts
No me
me.
gusta.
I never saw it. Yeah,
No me gusta, Mark Anthony.
I feel like
Okay.
we're all going to be the same, aren't we?
So I am killing Mark Antony.
Yes.
No me gusta. No me ames. I'm fucking A-Rod.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
And I am marrying Ben Affleck.
Really?
Because, no, I will be the one to save him. And I will be the
Says
one.
every woman in America.
No.
Jennifer
Jennifer
Garner.
Garner.
No, nope.
If
And
Jennifer Garner couldn't fix him, you can't fix
actually,
him.
I really thought about this on my way over here. Me and Jennifer Garner are going to be the type of co-parents that were
Oh my God,
like-
he's co-parenting with
Yeah,
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner's like, I respect you, and I'm like, I respect you, like,
Boundaries.
Yes, but like,
I just
I
need-
get it. When the kids graduate, you want to have that moment with Ben. I get it. You birth them, you do that, but I'll just be there, like, cheering you on.
He's
ripping
like,
your back.
I'll take care of little Violet and Seraphina and Sam.
You'll just be drinking cocktails
We
in
will
the
just
back.
we will co-parent. We will all live together in harmonious.
That's cool.
harmonious.
If you're gonna marry him,
and
can
then
you
I
send
will
Matt
get to
Damon my
ride
way?
that 6'4" Batman.
You are all about the
Ben
side.
Affleck, Oscar-winning dick.
Well, just send Matt Damon over to me then.
Yeah, do it. We'll meet you at poker night. Don't bring the Coke.
Right.
But yeah, so all right, everyone, this is the gayest podcast ever. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you can find a podcast is where we're at.
We're everywhere now.
We are. Thank you so much. We love you. Have a great night.
Thanks.